Hi there and welcome to Bustthenet. Yes, this is the show I like to call Getting Started With, and we're heading to Rotherham. Now, Rotherham are a club playing in the Championship. They are a very old club, hailing back to 1870. And they have a nice little stadium called New York Stadium. CL, I think, that's the sponsors. And you have a pretty interesting. I like Rotherham. Rotherham are one of those classic clubs in the league. And one of the things that you will notice when you first join the club is that you are not. You have a pretty decent chance. Wait, Rotherham are newly promoted, right? 450 to what? I forgot. They were one of the favorites to get promoted from League One into the Championship, right? So I forgot about that. Yeah, they're what we consider a newly promoted side. So there's going to be a lot of challenges with managing Rotherham, but when you begin the save, you actually have quite a number of players that the club has already signed. Lily Jones, Kyle Vassell, Clark Robertson, not too bad. He's a defender who can be, you can turn him into like Kyrie Relo later. Half decent goalkeepers on loan from Fulham. Sean Raggett is a very exciting looking defender on loan from Norwich. Only downside with him is his lack of work rate. Zach Weiner is a pretty decent fullback on the right flank. You got Ryan Manning, who's Ryan Manning and Richie Towell are very promising central midfielders. So I know, looking at Richie Towell himself, I think there is a lot of potential for this player. Even if you can keep him going, he's gonna be somebody you might even want to use in the Premiership if you can get your hands on, you can keep your hands on him. So we've got season expectations. So naturally, you want to avoid relegation, reach the fourth round, and reach the second round. That's not too bad. We'll accept this. The second thing you want to do when you get into this, I mean, after you introduce yourself to the squad, let's talk to them. Let's avoid being drawn into a relegation drop and stay. We can beat the drop. All I can ask is the worst size to avoid the drop. I think we can beat the drop. That's wow. Well, everybody thinks that we're gonna. I don't want to hit their morale too hard at the start, but they seem to think that they're gonna be hit with the drop. I don't think you have a lot of money in the bank. You only got 300,000. So the best thing to do is to analyze this team. You got preseason. You got a couple of weeks. To get this done. You got 6 weeks of 5 weeks of preseason, which is a lot of time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 friendly games. You might want to stick in one more. Let's see. You got Lega Wasser, Stockbridge, Parksgate, Lawns, and then you got Brentford. So maybe somewhere around here, we will arrange a friendly against a big club like Club Brugge. Okay, we'll invite Club Brugge to come over. And let's see whether Club Brugge can hammer us. Okay, the second thing we want to do is once we sorted it out, let's go to training. Now, training, you have several options, right? So, one thing I would recommend that you do in preseason is to make sure that the first couple of preseason sessions have got plenty of endurance. You can also create your own. You can also come over here. These training schedules are basically from the custom. I didn't create any. I mean, I created one, but what you can do is you can always go to custom preseason here and pick one of these and modify them, which is what I did for all of them except for these. These are heavy, man. These are out of the box. I just added a few more. Rather, I didn't add any more. This is just default. Then what I did was, by the time we got to August, I decided, well, sometimes you want to work on different things. Like you can use training style balance, which is another default one, preset rather another preset. I added these three inside here to give it a bit more variety. Then here we have another one where I'm working on just technicals. This is one I created for myself. This has got basically defending and attacking and goalkeeping inside here. So it's a mix where the boys work on their technicals. Ideally, I want to have 4 chance creations actually. So I'll have another chance creation. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And chance creation, defending, chance creation, defending, 1-on-1s, attacking. Yeah. If you think this is a bit much, then just give it to the ass, man. I just enjoy this part of the game more than I enjoy the rest of the game at the moment. The next thing you want to do is you want to go and look at your coaches. Now, you're going to have a slight problem with your coaches. As you can see, possession coaches are pretty poor. Attacking coaches are pretty poor. Most of your coaches are only going to give you 2 stars unless you are the king of all stars and you can come in and save the day. Now, if you can't and you want to get stars, scrum coaches with some decent stats, you're gonna replace them the following season if you get promoted. So, what I would recommend is you go out there, do a staff search, look for at least 13, I think, in the attributes. You got a couple of coaches here. I'll just drop tactical down. Let's see if we can rope in a few more. I kind of said the wrong thing to this guy, so he's not interested anymore. He got Richard Hall. Discipline is 7. Motivating is 8. He's not going to make it for a very good coach. We want, okay, this guy is not. This guy is okay. So we'll come to him. Approach the side. He wants to be an assistant manager. We'll ask him to be a coach. We'll give him some extra money. Suggest terms. Top division wage rise. Done. You're in the house. So we've got ourselves a coach. So you want to have another coach. You want to add him to the mix. That's one of the important things. We've also gone in, we added some friendlies. Now let's get to know our team and where they stack up. So the next thing I want to do is look at our team and where they stack up. So comparison, defenders, jumping reach. So we want to see what our defenders jumping reach, defense jumping reach is 13.13 above average. We're looking to beat 15. We're 13, so 15 is the attribute for defenders. Let's look at our midfield. We're looking for decision making at the moment. 13. We're only 12. Let's look at mentals for midfielders. We're looking for off the ball. 13. Okay, so we're quite far away in terms of determination and off the ball and anticipation. Okay, what about strikers? Let's look at their technicals. This is a bit depressing at the moment, but we'll get there. I'm looking for I'm looking for physicals at the moment. Things are getting desperate at the moment, so we're looking for strikers, acceleration. For 15. Okay, so we're 12. So okay, attribute to beat. 13 will be okay, 15 will be great. Anything below 13 cause for concern. Okay, so that's the situation with the team. Jumping reach, we're looking at 14. Anything below that cause for concern. Alright, so let's take a look at our defenders. Right, so we have a whole bunch of defenders here. We're looking at defend DNA. And we want to know whether our boys are great in the air. Why is that important? Because if they're great in the air, we can play narrow systems. If they're not so great in the air, we have to worry about everything. We got to worry about set piece deliveries. We got to worry about defending corners. We also know that we can't congest the box very much, and force talented players on the ball to run into traffic. So there are a lot of problems when you don't have defenders with good jumping reach. It's almost a priority that you go out there, find yourself at least one defender who can jump. So that's more important than anything else in this whole game when it comes to defending. So we've got Sean Raggett, smart little team here. They went out and got themselves some defenders. So we've got Sean Raggett, we've got Semi Ajayi, who can play as a DM. We got Richard Wood as well. Jumping reach is about 14. He's not very okay. Richard Wood is a bit on the slow side, so playing him might be a liability. He's great for cover, but not somebody that we can rely on. Zach Weiner, he can play on the right flank, but he can also play as a central defender. So can Michael Ike. Okay, so it looks like Sean Raggett and Semi Ajayi are going to be your pairing at the back. That's the first choice pairing. Got Clark Robertson. I'm not going to use him. We got so looking at the defenders alone, you actually have quite a number of defenders, but one of them is on loan. Zach Weiner can be a fullback. So it looks like you've got a fullback on the right flank because Zach Weiner can play as a fullback, and that's the only fullback that you have apart from Zach Weiner and Billy Jones. So this club did something smart. They actually went and they actually doubled up on fullbacks. He is at loan at Wimbledon, leaving you with only Joe Mattock on the left flank. So Do we have any other options? No. Let's look at the under 23 squad. This is it's always bad to have only one left back or one right back. You need another one. So we got Alex Johnson who's in the okay. He's out of the question. We got Akeem Hines. Not so good. Alright, so the situation is, as the left back department is pretty dire. So the first thing you want to do is you want to go inside, go to your scouting, your scout reports and see what other options that you have. You got I don't think they're gonna let you take Brandon Galloway. Wait a minute, he might be he's available on loan. So what do you want to do? Brandon Galloway, make an offer, loan. A wage unused, yes. Make an offer for Brandon Galloway immediately. You got this player who can come in on loan immediately, so he's definitely a good option for cover on the left, or may even be able to start a lot of your games. So Brandon Galloway was right out of the gate. Your scouts have done you a fantastic service by doing their homework. So we've got our central defender sorted. We know that we need one wing back. Now let's take a look at defensive midfielders. Again, we're gonna look at just this. Okay. So let's remove unavailable, because these guys are probably away. No, rather, not at club. This I don't want to have the not at club because some players may be away on vacation. So Dominic Ball is not available. He's on loan at Aberdeen, but I would actually have taken him back. I would never have loaned him out because Dominic Ball is not bad as a defensive midfielder. Darren Porter is injured. I think he's injured for a long time. Yes, so he's out. So you got no defense. You got Semi Ajayi, and that's it. You can't use. You need Semi Ajayi as a central defender, right? Dwells on the ball, which is also another situation there. Okay, this is a situation. We don't have anybody. This team doesn't have any ball winners. They managed to bring in some. They only have one ball winner, and he's out on loan. We've got Will Walks, who's a defender. He can play in the center. He can play as a Carrello, but he's very slow. Then we got Ryan Manning, who's on loan from QPR. We can use him, but he likes killer balls. We just want somebody who is a flat out defensive guy. I mean, somebody who just focuses on defending. And honestly, if we are going to strengthen our defense, we don't have one in midfield. In fact, you have, while this club may have gone out and signed a couple of players on loan, like Ryan Manning and Richie Towell. Okay, these guys can start games, but we still need somebody to hold the fort. And to hold the fort, we will need two players. So scouting, we go back to the short list again, and we pray to God there is somebody here that we can use. Because if I'm managing Rotherham, the second thing I'm gonna do is we're not gonna pay 300. We're not gonna find anybody comparable for 300. But what we can do is search for players who might be interested in coming on loan. Pick the attributes that we need, which would include positioning, work rate. We need concentration, composure, strength, passing, and tackling. We'll just bring all these down to 11. Okay, and then we need the position to be a natural at midfielder central. Okay, so we have a couple of players here. We got Benny Benningme. Okay, he's available on loan. He plays for Everton. Transfer, make an offer, loan offer to allow, and it's 10% only. I don't think they will. We need to go to the finance board. We need to make a budget adjustment right now. straight away, let's hope that the wage budget is big enough for us to. Wage budget is 109, so hopefully we can afford some players on loan. So we go back in here, loan offer. We can get banning me for 40. So in terms of players, we can get Benny. Hopefully we can get Benny banning me. You're gonna have to sign players on loan. Um, it's gonna be important to get another central midfielder into your team because you don't have cover for that one position on the pitch. So looking at the players, the next thing we want to do is come up with a tactic for this team. All right, so let's look at what you have going forward in attack. So we know that we're lacking in the midfield department. What about wide players? So we got one. I don't know what he's gonna do, but he cuts inside from the left wing, playing with his right foot. So he an inverted winger, but he doesn't even look like he's gonna try to score. Okay, so we got Joe Newell, left footer, gets forward without possible dribbles. Okay, this is an outright winger. Then we've got John Taylor playing on the right flank. Another winger, gets not matching ball often. Okay, another winger. Then we got Kyle Vassell, we got Ryan Williams playing through the middle. This team cannot play a 4-2-3-1. They just don't have the wide players. They don't look like they're gonna score. That's the problem with this team. They don't have anybody here who looks like they're gonna score coming from the wider positions. What kind of a tactic do you think Rotherham is best suited at? Well, whenever I play with a team that's in a bit of a pinch, like they need two strikers, well, you've got several options with Rotherham. First up, we could definitely play with a 4-1-4-1. You need to play Banning Me or Ajayi in this position. And you definitely need two DMs of the class. But then you got Wilkes, who can be the captain of the side. He can play as a holding player in midfield, like this position. And this Mazzala position can go to Richie Towell, who's basically on loan from Brighton, and he's a pretty good player for this position. Then up top, when it comes to the strikers, well, you've got Michael Smith here, who can be a striker in this position. And attackers, you don't really have that many. Right? You got Michael Smith, Jamie Proctor, as well as Kyle Vassell. Okay, now when we start adding in more players, I started to think about, okay, you can play the 4-1-4-1. Let's say if you want to give some players a rest, definitely this team can play the 4-1-4-1 if you can get that one extra defensive midfielder, or else Wilkes will have to play, which is not really a very good option. So the best play, the player I'd play here is going to be banning me, or we will play with worst case scenario, Semi Ajayi. Okay, so he's the worst case scenario. But the reason why I'd play him here is because he's got these long range passes that he likes to try, and he likes to switch the ball to the other flank, which may be okay in this position. Then your central defenders will have to be Sean Raggett. Sean Raggett will start with somebody else, maybe with Robertson or with Richard Wood. So these are your options at the back. You have options there. Now, they can also play the 4-4-2. Now, the 4-4-2 would mean that now I can play Ajayi. You don't have an issue with defenders anymore, because you can put Ajayi here with any one of the central defenders. So you've got enough central defenders to play here. You have Ajayi who can play there. You got Sean Raggett who can play there. You got Richard Wood who can play there, and you've got Robertson who can play there. So you got four of them. Then it becomes a central midfield position where you definitely need a holding player. You can play a ball. I opted to go with a ball-winning midfielder because it's going to be a lot more aggressive, since we got two attacking duties flanking him. So he's going to have to do a lot of work coming back and forth, which is the reason why we don't want any of these guys to bomb down the flanks. Now, if I were managing this side, I probably may even think about doing this. Fullback on defense, fullback on defense. So literally I'm playing with my midfielder. So the defense duties, they come up into midfield. Of course, you don't have to. you could play with this guy on support, and he comes up to give the ball winning midfielder some options. Then you could play it that way as well. Up top, target man on attack, poacher on attack. Why have I got both these attack duties? Because the target man, if he's on support, he's going to drop deep, and then he's going to look out and try to play the pass over the top. If he has that in him, not a problem. Otherwise, he's going to be looking in this direction. Now, if I play him on attack, then they got this 1, 2, 3, 4 going in transition together. So chances are he might have a lot more support in this sense. These two together, probably on an attack duty, trying to get further forward. Because you've got a few. So if I were to quick pick this team, they're going with Proctor and Smith. Of course, you've got other, you got Kyle Vassell who can play there. So then we can use all three strikers. And then on the left flank, we're going with an inverted winger. The reason why I'm going with an inverted winger is because of Joe Newell. He gets forward whenever possible. He likes to dribble with the ball. He's got decent dribbling. He's got decent first touch. Now, he's probably going to work very well with the attacking advanced playmaker. We're using Towel here as an advanced playmaker. Now, he's got passing vision, decisions, and off the ball. Likes to get forward whenever possible. So this crew of players, that's the reason why I am more inclined to have a defend duty here than an attack duty. Now, because of the way these guys are bombing forward, I will never play with a very high defensive line. In fact, I'll have a lower line of engagement, a much lower line of engagement, drawing teams in and trying to use their movement off the ball to get up the pitch and to try to unlock other sides. Now, we use the 4-1-4-1, or this team can even play this system. Mazzala, Carrillo, winger, inside forward, target man, one striker system. Stick banning me or Ajayi into this position, even Walks into this position, and you still have another tactic. So it's really up to you how you want to play this game. Rotherham can play the 4-4-2, 4-1-4-1, or the 4-1-4-1. I mean, there are two 4-1-4-1s. 4-1-2-2-1, 4-1-4-1. The game calls it the same damn tactic, which is sometimes a bit annoying. Okay, but something tells me, if I was managing this, I'll go with the good old-fashioned 4-4-2. I think the 4-4-2 can suit this team as well. There have been some indications in preseason. This is gonna be quite a fun tactic to use. I like the 4-4-2 in FM19. It's definitely a very, very strong tactic if it's used intelligently. If you don't go around sticking attacking duties everywhere, you'll be fine. If you do, then you might have an issue. Now, what about the defensive width? Now, I probably would go with standard. I wouldn't go with narrow. I'll probably go with standard so that we get coverage on the flanks as well. Counter regroup, shorter passing to try and keep hold of the ball, play our defense higher tempo. Now, this guy is probably going to try something ridiculous with the ball. This guy is probably going to try something ridiculous with the ball. This guy is probably going to try something ridiculous with the ball. That is the reason why I have short passing on. And we will also see a lot of passes from deep from Mattock and Weiner. And don't forget, you need to get somebody on loan. So if I were you, I would definitely be looking at adding some steel in defense, in the nature of let's see, we have some activity going on. These two players, Brandon Galloway and Benny Banningme. Everton are a very nice club. They'll turn around and say, why don't you have Brandon Galloway? Now, Brandon Galloway, if he joins your club, your left flank is sorted. Positioning may be a bit wonky, but still he makes for a half decent defender. And then we got Benny Banningme. Now, Benny Banningme is I managed Everton in FM19. Trust me, you want to use Benny Banningme. He is good. Okay, he's gonna get better and better and better as time goes on. In fact, if I could afford it, I would buy Benny Banningme. But I don't think Everton are gonna sell him because he's got a lot of potential, and this Evertonian is gonna add a lot of strength in your back line, something that you might need in your defensive midfield tier. Wage budget available, you don't have much left, 2.91 after the loans are going to be done, so you'll have done everything sweetly, and you'll be ready for the season. Well, I hope you enjoyed this edition of the Getting Started With series. This was Getting Started With Rotherham, and I think this is gonna be a very interesting save. This is one of those saves that you gotta sink your teeth into, and it's gonna be a lot of fun because the odds are stacked against them to survive the drop, and I think that they might be able to. It's gonna be an interesting challenge. So you guys, if you have any questions, please look me up on Twitter at Bustthenet or addicted2fm.com, my website. Once again, I want to thank all my patrons for their continued support of this channel. You make these kind of shows possible for the rest of the community. You guys take care, have a good one. I'll see you again soon. Bye bye.